Hi guys, this is Glass Arrow and welcome back. Today I'm going to review play as Kai Noctis comparison between the latest re-release, which was just out last month on February of 2018, with the original release, which was already out for 2 years already. So a very long re-release plan for Square Enix. Some can call them backstabbing because the original Noctis in some area has gone quite up a price after the game was released, and I really jumped down onto the Final Fantasy 15 hype boat. Okay, now first, outside the box you can see that there are a few key differences to distinguish between the two. As of this year, it is the logo of 30th anniversary of Final Fantasy. So there's a sticker there which the original doesn't have, and also after the Sephiroth play as Kai, all the latest original authentic play as Kai have this kind of stickers to authorize that they are authentic, and also the colors seem to change between the regions play as Kai were sold. So the original Noctis doesn't all have these two stickers. So an easy way to tell the difference, because you're gonna see inside the difference between the figure itself. Other than that, the standard logo play as Kai. Make sure when you buy play as Kai, check the logos first. The newer play as Kai bootleg doesn't have this logo, so be aware of that. You can check my video on that also with the basic guide to distinguish between authentic and bootleg play as Kai. Okay. Other than that, the overall design of the box is stayed the same. The color tone and everything almost perfectly identical. Okay. Okay, Noctis. Now for the inside. As you can see that they already got everything as the same. I'll check him out closely and compare with the original Noctis. Okay, here he is, the new re-release Noctis. I'll let you see him as a whole first to let you sink in how the new ones look, and then I'll go deeper comparing this one to the original one. Okay, starting in our first, this one is the new one and this one is the original one. You can see that from afar you can also tell the difference easily from the new one and the old one. The new one overall look, the skin tone is completely different from the original one, and also the facial style of highlighting and also on the eyes are completely painted in different ways. I think it is a bit of an improvement comparing to the old one. The skin tone is more anime style, realistic to like the kind of the anime in the Brotherhood series from what I can tell, whereas the original one is a little bit darker and more yellowish in tone. And in the face you can also tell that the anime style also creep into his eyes and painting and everything, which somehow make him look a little bit younger and more some kind, what do you say about him, it's like more realistic in some ways than the original one. The original one still retain some of its coolness, like the mystery Noctis, whereas the new one is more like a childlike Noctis. So which one do you prefer more? It depends on your choice. Other than the face and the skin tone, you can see that the hair are also colored in different ways. In the original ones, it is more like a very dark black with a little bit of shading, whereas the new one, it has a lot of more gray shading all over the hair to make it look contrast with the other kind of the face. But the sculpt overall is exactly the same, only the difference are in the colors. And in his coat, the blackness of the new one is more intense. And the shading of the brown is a little bit more darker than the original one, which is more contrast in the original one. Okay, the boot is I think it's exactly the same. Difference is only in the skin tone of the leg. Alright. Okay, in the back, you can see here that the hair color is more grayish, whereas the old one is black, and the brown shading is a lot more intense in the original one. Okay, I see that they also improved a little bit on the QC issue. As the original one, over here the pocket, there are some miscoloring on the silvery part over the black part, whereas the new one is more sharp and more detailed. So at least they make some improvement to the Play as Kai figures, but to tell you the truth, they should have done this already with the first one, not the second time, and somehow betraying some of the original royal fans who have already got the first one. Okay, now let's check the accessories. Okay, so this is the engine blade. This one is the new re-release one. This one is the old one. From the engine blade, you can see that a lot of more work and improvement has been done to this new one, which of course they should have done with the original one at first. Although the first one is already highly detailed and a lot of black shading all over the blade, the new one took it to another level. From the start, the blade of the engine blade, the shading of black is more contrast and intense in this one, comparing to the only silvery part in the blade itself of the original one. The black shading is almost identical, but the silvery part is more noticeable in the new one. And the blue part over here, you can see that the new one is a little bit lighter comparing to the original one, but have a lot of more shading part to it. Okay, and now also the gold part. The new gold part is a little bit lighter, more like a chromatic version, whereas the old one is like a rusty version of the gold part. In the back, also the same style as the front. More shading in the blade, and also the gold part is lighter. So a lot of key difference here also. For the Sword of the Father, the same apply also from the engine blade to this Sword of the Father also. You can see that the black shading in the blade is more intense in the new one, the old one only in the gray of the blade. And also the silvery part is more lighter and noticeable in the newer one, but the black shading is also the same between the old one and the new one. So which version of Noctis do you guys prefer? For my opinion, the old one still retains some kind of coolness and mysterious looking of Noctis. He somehow reminds me of the original Noctis design from Final Fantasy Versus before it was changed to Final Fantasy 15. The new one, on the other hand, have a lot of great improvements all over the coloring, from the face, the skin, the coat, the trouser, and also the weapons are a lot of improvement. But he maybe looks more greater, more light in tone, and maybe a lot of appeal to wider audience. Okay, before I go, a quick reminder to all of Play as Kai and Final Fantasy fans. There are a lot of bootleg Noctis out there, and also various versions of bootlegs. There are the box bootleg, which the face look pretty bad, the no box version, which look very identical to the authentic one but have some key painting difference. If you want, you can comment down below if you like me to compare between the bootleg one and the new one. And also I also have the Ultimate Collector Edition one. If you want me to compare also, please list down below. Thank you everybody very much for watching this video. If you like this kind of stuff, please like this video and give me some subscribe. I will continue to do a lot of Final Fantasy reviews and play as Kai review in the future. You can check my playlist on Final Fantasy review in my channel. Glass Arrow out.